Welcome to my channel. It's Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So this is a voiceover. What happened was I'm using a different camera and my microphone didn't work. So what I'm showing you now is we're doing pockets. We're doing shaped pockets using a butterfly stamp. And I'm just showing you the last tag that we made. So what I did was I actually stamped the butterfly on the page and started cutting it out and forgot I had recorded. So I've got the butterfly on the stamp block, and I'm just putting my page in. The page is doubled, and I'm just checking now that the stamp is in the right place rather than putting the stamp on the page. I'm using watering can, archival watering can, because I didn't want a totally black image. I just wanted it just greyish. But the first one I did was too grey, so I decided to use watering can. This is me just pressing the stamp down now. And the stamp's actually just under 5.5 inches wide, so it was perfect for the pocket, for the journal. And there we are. So now what I'm going to do is, well, I've already trimmed one out, but cut it up the sides. I'm using the text to get a straight line, otherwise I would have used the trimmer. And I'm just leaving about 1/4 inch at either side to fold over. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just folding the sides over because they'll fix onto the page. I'm just pressing it down. And then next I'll do the bottom part. So that's my bottom flap. And this book page was quite thin, so that's why I doubled the pages up. So now what I'm going to do is cut round it. But when I cut round it, I don't cut exactly down to the wings. I leave a space, and then I put little snips in the page so that I can fold them over and I can get them folded round on the curve. And that's what I did. So this was the one I did off camera. But rather than go through the cutting, I decided to use this one. So now what I've done is the little flaps that I'd folded over, I'm just going to put some glue on. And then just fold them down. And what this does is it just gives a little bit of strength to the edge of the pocket. So obviously when you put in things in and out of a pocket in a journal, they do get a little bit of wear and tear. So we're just folding that down now. I'm just waiting for it to dry. Oh, missed a bit. And then what I'm doing is I'm inking round. I was going to do it in watering can, but I decided to change my mind. And I think I went for, it was a totally different colour. It was smoked pumice. And now what I'm doing is I'm using the Tim Holtz watercolour pencils, and I'm using just reds and greens, starting with a lumberjack plaid, I think. And I'm not being too specific, and then I'm using a water brush. It's just a brush that's filled with water, and you can see that the colour's a little bit more intense when you add the water. And this will speed up a little bit. And you'll see I'm just using sort of like reds and then on to greens. I use shabby shutters, mud, lawn, twisted citron. I think that's candied apple I'm using there. And they just get lighter. I also use carved pumpkin, and that's just an afterthought. And I'm just explaining, if my audio had worked properly, that I'm just working the colours out. I'm not following lines or anything, but I am going over more of the outside the stamp, the little white bits, and just trying to get it matching as much as I can. It's like being a kid again with a colouring book. And then I'm just going over with the water brush. And now I'm squeezing a bit of water on the side because sometimes the brush dries out. It was just a cheapy water brush that I got from Temu. And there I am, I'm just adding a little bit more water. And all that's doing is that's blending the pencil out to the sides. And I'm just showing there that you can use the pencil itself with a wet brush just to pick up a little bit more colour. And this is where I speed it up a bit. It would be good. So there I'm going in with the greens on the bottom parts of the wings. And again, I'm using a different colour as well. There was a little bit of red still on the brush. But I'll colour that in. I'm just using, that's the Twisted Citron, because it's like a yellowy green. It's one of my favourite colours. And I think that's Shabby Shutters. And then I'm just going over with the paintbrush again. I think I use quite a few colours. That's Bundled Sage, and that's like a grey green. And this is me using the carved pumpkin. And I'm just going into the body again as well, I wanted it a little bit more orangey red in the middle. And that's me just getting the journal now, just to decide which page. I quite like that one. I'm explaining there with the grey ink because it was Hickory Smoke. So I've decided on the front page. And now what I'm doing is I'm just blending some, I think that's Sandstorm that I'm just going round, but it could be, what is it, Smoke Plume, not Smoke Pumice. I think it's Smoke Plume that I'm just going round, and it's like a grey, greeny colour. And here I decided to do a label. And I'm just going to use the scraps of book page that I cut off the sides. Never waste a thing. I'm just making sure it's stamped properly. And then we're just going to cut this out. And that stamp it says Metamorphosis. So it looks like the dictionary insert, of a word where it sort of like spaces it out for pronunciation. And then I'm just going to ink round this. I think I end up inking it with a little bit darker ink as well. And when I'm inking book page or anything that's flimsy, I tend to put it between my fingers and bend it a bit because it just gives it that little bit strength so you can blend it easier. I'm just going over it again. Just moving everything out the way. Just deciding where I want this. Usually when I put labels down, I tend to go to the right because I'm right-handed there. That's me just going over it again, but I'm just kind of touching the edge with the watering can, the archival watering can ink. And again, you can see me just sort of like bending it between my thumb and my forefinger. Just putting over anything I've missed. And just having that darker bit, I can see better than what it shows on the video. It just makes the label pop from the pocket. And then we're just gluing it down. Making sure I'm sticking it up the right way. And there we are, that's that stuck. And then I'm just going over, I think I'd go for Sandstorm this time. I knew I'd used Sandstorm, and it's like very similar to tea dye. It's a lovely colour, it's a warm colour. And then it's just making the wings pop a bit, just having that little bit round there, the wings. And then I'm just touching the edge of the pocket again. And then bring the journal back in and decide. I think I decided I wanted that on the front. But I'm just going over what I've put in the journal already. So what I do here, because the book page is doubled, I was a bit worried that it would the bottom flap would come away, because I stuck it down with glue stick. So what I do is I just glue the bottom flap first. I'm just making sure that there's plenty of glue on. And then I'm just sticking that to the page, just positioning the pocket where I want it. And one good thing about the journal pages being on spines, you can work on one page quite flat. So then what I do is I get washi tape, just washi tape that I don't use, and then I glue a strip of washi tape down, and it's just in case the bottom, the two pages sort of like separate over time, and then what would happen is it would be flapping about and it would stop things going in the pocket. So, but this just strengthens it. If you don't have washi tape, you can use any type of tape. Scotch tape's quite good. It's kind of a dull, opaque. It's not glossy. So I'm just trimming it off, and it's just the length of the flap on the bottom. Then I'm just burnishing it down just to make sure that it'll stick. And I'm just checking the pocket, and then just glue the flaps. I'd already checked the flaps. The flaps were well and truly stuck down. And then just lift it up and put it in place, and sort of like press down from the centre out so that you don't get a bevel in your pocket. And there we are. It looks quite pretty on that page. I'm quite enjoying working with this butterfly, paper butterflies. And that was the tag that we made in the last video. And it just sat, the board just sat really nice. It just looked like the butterfly's antennae. I think I actually changed it. I think, yeah, thought so. So what I'm deciding to do is put that one in there, because that butterfly has pink, and that was the butterfly that I originally did for that tag, because it's got pinks in. So then we're going back to the front page. And these journal cards, they come with the kit. And I was just checking there to see if I could get the journal card in sideways, but I would need to cut some off. So now I decided I wanted some glitter on it instead of doing it before I put the label on. But and it's Stickles green and gold glitter. I do show it towards the end, when it's dried. But that's my husband coughing. He's been a little bit poorly. So he's been on antibiotics and penicillin. Now he's waiting for an X-ray. And then I'm just putting some stickles around the body. And these stickles I've had for absolute years. Must be about 15, 20 years. And then I'm just using the nozzle just to spread the glitter out a bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, for people that don't have that wide butterfly, I'm going to show how to do it with a smaller butterfly. And I'm just checking the paper. That didn't need to double that one up. It's quite thick book page. And it's not really a butterfly, it's a moth. And I'm just wondering whether to do a tall, thin pocket. I'm using the archival watering can. And didn't put it on a stamp block, and then I'm deciding now to do a wide pocket, just to show you that you don't need it. You don't need your butterfly to be, or whatever you're stamping, to be as wide. So I'm just deciding where to put it. There we are. Now I decide to use the stamp block. I think it missed a little bit the tip of the wing, so I'm just popping that corner down. And then I'm turning the bottom flap up there first. And then I bring the other stamped one in. And all I'm doing is I'm just checking. I know that the original one's the right width for the page. So I'm just folding the sides and then checking it over again. Yeah, still a little bit too wide, so I'm folding it in, adjusting it. Yeah, adjust it a little bit at this side. Now it will go back to original audio soon. You'll not have to listen to my voiceover. So I'm just opening it out. I'm not quite sure what I was doing there, but that's me just... And I started cutting it round at the edge, but you can see I'm leaving a little gap around the top of the butterfly or moth. And there we are. And then I just do a snip into the page, just to the butterfly's wing. Don't snip into the wing, just to the butterfly's wing, around the side of its little head. And then I go right up, because obviously it's curved a little bit, so... And it just enables you to fold down and manipulate the fold down, in, so it folds into the curve around the butterfly's wing. And I'm just mitering the corners. Takes the bulk out of the pocket. Just move everything out the way. Alright, so I'm just... Alright, so that's me back. So I've done the little bits along there just to strengthen the edge of the card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them down. It's been a whole day since I came back, so I started doing this yesterday and I had to leave. So we'll just stick them down. And I'm just holding it a bit because book page can be a little bit porous, so just Okay. Because I cut my pocket wonky, I didn't have enough to turn over at the top. It's still wonky, but never mind. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of washi tape, which is, I've put too much glue there, and I'm just running it along the edge of that. So it doesn't, if I wanted, I could have it to come over, but I don't. Now, unlike the big one, which filled the page, this one doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of the stamping in the corner. So I'm using the same butterfly or moth, and I'm just doing it in the corner there. That's it. And there. And then that would go over like that. And like that. And that one, because so just take that down a bit more, like that. If you know, when you do these kind of shaped pockets, if you fold, just miter it down, it's fine. Now with the other one, I coloured in with the Tim Holtz pencil crayons, but these I'm going to use some of my sorry, I'm just looking for light colours. So these are aqua markers, the local cheap shop here, and I bought them in packs of 6, and they you know, they work with water. So we're going to do his body green. So you can use any medium to, and then this is like a duck egg blue, I would say, and it's just the palest colours I've picked, obviously because the pages are neutral, and if I want to, I can put more, I can put other colours on top. And then this is the Barely Beige, and I'm just pressing lightly, and I'm not particularly colouring in any way. I'm just kind of doing stripes, doing it in strips. And then this one is blush, and I'm just going for the brush marker side. And there we have that one. And there we have. And I'm just going to put a little bit of pink on his body, because pink and green makes brown, but because they're pale, it'll be like more like a moth colour. So we'll do this bottom one. So we'll do him, well, her pink, and I think we'll do the It's called a blue grey. Just want to have a look at that. And I'm just doing a little bit of blue grey up the side there, and then I think we'll do the rest of it in the beige, barely beige it's called. Yeah, these were I think they were £6 for 12, and they came in sort of like colour groups, so I kind of bought them all. I think there's 72 altogether, 72 pens, but I've had them for a good few years. I don't use them that often, but they're still kind of juicy. And this one will have the body. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it in a little bit here. And at the corners. And I'm just lightly going over there like that. Out the way for the glitter to dry, haven't I? So that's the glitter on that one dry. So you can, let me, it's night time here, so it's quite dark. Ah, that's it. So, and it's quite flat. It looks quite pretty. So where do we want this one? And that looks nice. Quite like it on there. And we've got that one on there. It must be the colour on that page that I like. Can't have it on there because we've got something on there. No. I like it on there as well. It's probably because it's got that duck egg and this is like a grey blue. So yeah, I think it's a cross between, and do you know what, they're both the same papers but different colours. So that's like the greeny brown one. I think I like it on this one best. So this is where it's going to go. And again, now I've not doubled that book page up because it is thicker, where normally I would put the flap, the bottom flap down and stick it down with washi tape or tape of sorts. I don't need to do this. Okay, and we'll pop that down there. And there we are. And then I think we'll have a little greeting of sorts. Yep. Now this is one of those block stamps, so that the writing is cut out of it. So I'm going to do it in, I think I'll do it in espresso truffle, because I think the watering can would maybe be a bit too pale, it wouldn't stand out, but I'm going to try it on this side first. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll try it on the watering can and I'll see what it looks like, and then I can cut whichever one I want out. Yeah, that one's not done it very good. Right, okay, let me have a look. And it's there, so do I want that one or that one? Quite like that one actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this on the trimmer. Okay, so I'm just going to trim down that a bit. That one. And then I'm just going to take this down a little bit more. And down to there. That's better. Quite like it like that, and then we'll just ink around the edges, and it's just got Sandstorm on this one, so that's fine. I think I might have to do it a little bit darker. So try it with this. That's better. The espresso truffle in the mementos is like a brown black. It's bordering on black. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's definitely better. And so it was the watering can we used. Okay. And then if you wanted to go over that with a bit of glitter, not green. Oh, hitting my... Okay, so I'm just running this up the side where the blue is. And we'll do it on there because it's like a bluey green colour. The glitter is anyway. It's got blue and green because I can see them. And we'll do this one. So when you do it on the green, it kind of brings out more of the green glitter. When you do it on the blue, there's more of the blue glitter shows in. So and I've just put some little diddly bits down there. Okay, and then when that one's dry, it will just be flat like that. You can feel it, but it's just flat. And that one, you know, that's green and gold, but it's mainly the green glitter that you see. So I hope you get something from that. It is easy. You can use any stamps, you know, you can use flower stamps. If you've got big flowers, you could put flowers down and then cut round, or if you've got a, you know, a daisy, cut round and have your pocket going up. You can do anything like that. Just do whatever you like, what makes you happy. So we did that one, and we did that one, and I would have liked, I might make a page. See, it's not going to fit that bag, and that's what I made out of the spare page, you know, when we did the butterflies. And that not page, packet, and that just clips in with those. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.